Well, we're going to review just a little bit before we start on lesson 10.3. I've got a couple of reminders for you. I hope that you and your families are okay after the coronavirus. I hope that all of you have made it through this far without anybody in your immediate family getting sick. I know that you could have had more fun had this not been going on, but some things we just can't do anything about, so here we are. I want us to kind of remember what we were doing before spring break. We were solving exponential equations. We were on lesson 10.2. We did some problems that look like this. If you have 3 to the x equals 1 over 81, you would rewrite that so that you had the same base on each side. 1 over 81 could be rewritten as 3 to the negative 4th. Therefore, x would equal negative 4. Homework warm-up number 2. If you had 2 to the x equals 16 to the 3x minus 5, that 16 could be written as 2 to the 4th. You would have multiplied these exponents. Whenever you have the same base on each side, you can drop the bases and set the exponents equal. X equals 12x minus 20. When you solve that, you come up with x equals 20 over 11. Number 3, is 3x squared plus 2 a one-to-one function? Remember, if your exponent is even, that it's not one-to-one. If it's not one-to-one, then there is no inverse. After that, we started taking notes from lesson 10.3, log functions. We had written down a definition. It says a is greater than 0 and a is not equal to 1. The log function with base a is defined as y equals log a of x. If and only if x to the a equals y. You wrote this in your notes. It's on the handout that you just printed off from your email that I sent you about chapter 10. That's what I want you to be sure that you have it in front of you when you're looking at this video, is the handout that I emailed you from all of chapter 10. The domain says that x has to be greater than 0. The range, all real numbers. And then I know that we did a couple of little examples. I know we did one that said 3 squared equals 9 is in exponential form. Rewrite this in log form. And I said this expression that I've written right here is the most important thing you need to get from this lesson. Log, base is below the line, and then the answer. And then after the equal sign comes the exponent. So it's log, base, answer, equals exponent. You have to know this. You gotta know this. So put your little star by it. Base is below the line, exponent comes after the equal sign. So, in order to do what they've asked us to do in example 1, we just rewrite this and put the 3 down here below the line. 9 is the answer, so it goes right there, and then there is the 2 after the equal sign because it's the exponent. Basically, a logarithm is just an exponent. It's saying, what exponent do I raise 3 to in order to get 9? Starting with our homework from lesson 10.3. Going to do a few problems. Homework number 1, write in log form (5 squared equals 25), and we want to write that in log form. So log Base is 5. It goes below the line. The answer is 25. The exponent is 2. It goes after the equal sign. There's the answer. We didn't really have to do any math. We just had to move things around. You're going to find that's the case with a lot of this that we do in Chapter 10. Learn some new little rules, move things around. Same instructions for problem number 4 on the homework. Before we do this, we need to remember that the fourth root of 16 is 16 to the 1/4 power. So I basically have 16 to the 1/4 power equals 2. Now, move these things just like I did right here. Log, the base is 16. It goes below the line. 2 is the answer. Equals 1/4. And it's saying, what power do I raise 16 to in order to get 2? What power do I raise 5 to in order to get 25? Number 5, new instructions. Write in exponential form. They've given it to me in log form. They want me to write it in exponential form, so I'm just going backwards. It might kind of help you to redo it a little bit. I don't know if it's necessary, but we'll put it in the right order. Now, what's the base? 3. What's the exponent? 2. What does it equal? 9. Just moving things around. Some people like logarithms even if they don't really like math. Homework number 17. We're going to put us a little 17a here. Solve log 2 of 32 equals x. If you write this in exponential form, you would have 2 to the x equals 32. You know 32 is 2 to the 5th. 2 to the x equals 2 to the 5th. Therefore, x equals 5. That's one way to do that problem. Another way to do that problem is anytime you have a log problem and you got numbers in these two spots, you can use your calculator. If you have a newer version of the calculator, when you press the log button, it will probably automatically set up a spot right here and right here for you to put those two numbers. If you've got the version of the software that I have on mine, you gotta rewrite this as base 10 because that's what the calculator is, which means you just rewrite it like this. You put whatever's on the line with log in the numerator divided by whatever's below the line in the denominator and use your calculator. We're going to do log of 32 divided by log of 2, and guess what? We got 5. We didn't have to even think. Everybody caught up? Homework number 17. That was 17a. I just threw us a little extra one in there. Solve log 3 of the square root of 27 equals x. This is rewritten. 3 to the x equals 27 to the 1/2 power. 3 to the x equals 3 cubed to the 1/2 power. 3 to the x equals 3 to the 3/2 power. Therefore, x equals 3/2. If you do this with your calculator, log of the square root of 27 divided by log of 3, there's a little something you got to be a little careful about on your parentheses in this numerator though. When we do log of the square root of 27, notice that there are two parentheses that are opened automatically by that calculator, so we got to close them. Divided by log of 3. Now I got 1.5. 1.5 is the same thing as 3 halves, and I'm good whichever way I go. The last one we're going to do, number 18. Log 2 of 6x plus 7 equals 5. Now, I can't do this one with the calculator because I've got a variable here. But I'm going to start by rewriting this as 2 to the 5th equals 6x plus 7. You know, 2 to the 5th is 32. 32 equals 6x plus 7. Subtract 7, subtract 7. You have 25 equals 6x, and divide by 6 on each side. X equals 25 over 6. Final answer.